going to change the serving size. It normally pre-fills for 10 glasses. I'm just going to change it back to 6 for tonight so then I don't make too much. And I'm just going to hit start. That's now going to adjust the quantities for me so I don't need to think about it. So to start with, we're going to put in half a lemon, which I've got here, and I've just cut it into quarters. So we'll put our half in. Now, because it's a half, it won't self-weigh. So we'll just tick that off. And then we're also going to put in half an orange. So I've just got that here as well. Next up, we have 30 grams.
Skin and all.
Skin and all, yeah.
Oh.
Next up, we've got 30 grams of sugar. So I'm just going to add that in as well. Of course, you could put in less sugar if you wanted to. You could put in a little bit of honey. Also, you could just change it up if you don't want to do the sugar. If you feel like the juice has got enough sugar in it, you could just leave it out. Then next up, we have 180 grams of water. There we go. And then we will go to next. And that's going to crush it all together for 4 seconds on speed 10. So we just put the lid on and hit play.
Well, we've got people dialing in from all over the state, all over the place.
Now we go to next. And now what it's asking us to do, which is essentially just to get rid of the bits of the skin, is to strain it through a simmering basket into a jug, pressing it out. So I'm actually just going to do mine into the thermo server, which you can get as a host reward. So this is our new design thermo server. And I've just got my simmering basket here. And I'm just going to pour that straight in. And then once that's in, I just use my spatula here and I just push it through like this just to get rid of any excess juice that's in there. I have seen people put this excess skins and stuff into like the tea infuser bowls, and then they just put it in the side of the punch bowl. So that way then it continues to infuse the punch throughout the process. So great if you're going to do it overnight, so that way then it gets extra flavour. Then next up, it tells us to rinse the mixing bowl. I'm not going to worry about doing that tonight because I don't mind a few little chunks. Next up is cranberry juice. So I've just got this one today. You could use any type. It's asking for 360 grams.
I'm so going to make this. This looks delicious.
Oh, that's 260.
Because I love ginger ale.
Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it? And then next up, it asks for pineapple juice. Now, think about your flavours here, guys. You could definitely change this up. You could do orange juice. If you liked it orange, you could do like the multivitamin juices, the breakfast juices, anything like that to change up the flavour. So we've got 180 grams. So we go next. And then it tells us to add in the reserved lemon and orange juice. Now, look at that. So it's all in there. I know it's a bit hard to see in the thermo server. And so we just tip that back into there. And then we go next. That's going to mix for 10 seconds on speed 4. This is where I would be adding in my vodka or my gin, just to mix it all together.
Pomegranate would be nice, Claire. You're right.
And then next up, we add 300 to 400 grams of ginger ale. Now, this is just to taste. I know some people don't like ginger ale, so you could add lemonade to this. You could add soda water. You could even add mineral water if you're trying to keep a little bit more carb conscious over the holidays, to leave room for, you know, lemon curd, cheesecake and all that type of stuff. So I'm just
you could even use ginger beer, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely could. Yeah. And so then next up, it just asks us to mix it gently with our spatula. So that's just to give it a stir, just to mix it all together. And then it says transfer to a large punch bowl and garnish with slices of orange and lemon and some ice. What I can do, or what I have done in the past, is I've brought these glass bottles, which you can get from Kmart and similar homeware shops. Pour it straight into here. So you could make it the day before. Don't add any ice into it because that will just water it down. but you could pour it straight into your jar, like so. Now, I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but just trust the process. So if you pour it in, I always recommend doing it in layers, about half and half. Then get some sliced orange or lemon and just drop into there as you go. And then you could then just add in the rest of it, leave a little bit of room to put in some ice cubes, ready to put straight onto the kitchen table when you're having your Christmas lunch or dinner. And you know, you seal that off with the lid, keep it in the fridge overnight. The next day, pop it into your little Hampers basket, little bit of pretty ribbon around there with a little cute little note that tells them what to do. And there you have a punch that you can take with you. So you can also dress it up, add some raspberries, add some strawberries for a little bit of a colour pop, and it's done.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michelle.
No
That
problem
looks
at all.
beautiful. We'll see you a bit later for another recipe.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, we're going to flick over to Sarah now.
Hello, everyone. Make sure I am off mute. Yes, you can all hear me. Hi guys, I am Sarah. I am from the Mindful Kitchen and tonight I am doing a biscotti. I've had a little bit of a head start. I have started the recipe just so you don't have to watch me milling the ingredients. So the recipe is almond, apricot and pistachio. I'm mixing it up a little bit tonight to give it a bit more of a festive feel. So I'm doing almonds, cranberries and pepitas. So pumpkin seeds. So that sort of red and green traditional Christmas colour. Now, the first stages of this biscotti recipe is to mill some caster sugar and some orange rind down together. So I've already done that. And then I've popped in an egg as well and have mixed all that together. So it's currently our wet ingredients as such. And now I'm going to go in with the rest of the ingredients. So all I need is some plain flour. So that's going straight in. And then I have my almonds. So the almonds are whole. They're going in whole. So when we slice our biscotti, we're going to have that beautiful layer of nuts. And then our cranberries, just dried cranberries is all you need. They're going in as well. And you could absolutely use pistachios, but I did not have any. I had my pumpkin seeds, so I'm going to use them. So I'm going to tick those off and push next. And then it's as simple as putting a lid on and just blending those wet ingredients with the flour and the nuts and the seeds to create our beautiful biscotti. And then we're just going to give it a fine mix before putting it onto our tray. Now, the reason I love this recipe is that you don't need to bake it into a baking tray like some traditional biscottis. We're actually just going to form it into a log shape here, which gives you full control of how big or how small you want to make it. So if you're putting this into hampers or little cellophane bags, you can make it just that little bit smaller to fit inside your hampers, which is really nice. So our mixture has come together nicely. I'm just going to give it a final little mix. So it's quite a wet sort of doughy mix. So when you pop it onto your baking tray, so I just have my rose gold baking tray here with my silicone reusable baking mat on there. And I'm just going to move this out of the way. Thank you guys. Yeah, you can see here.
Yeah.
So the recipe just says to flour your prepared baking tray, then tip the sticky dough onto it. So I might pop a little bit of flour down onto here just to make it a bit more manageable.
Has anyone made biscotti before? Pop it in the chat. And if so, what flavours did you put in there?
So traditionally, biscotti is just plain almond, but adding the addition of the fruit gives it a bit more sweetness as well. And obviously, yeah, for Christmas, it's lovely to bring in those Christmas colours. I'm just going to flour my hands as well. And then I'm just going to shape this in to the shape that I would like my biscotti to look once it's cooked. So I mean, you can get really creative here and make it any shape you want. The traditional shape is obviously that sort of oval oblongy shape. So I am going to pretty much do that. And I'm going to go for that smaller size because I've got some little cellophane bags that I'm going to pop this beautiful biscotti in. Just a little log like that. Now that's going to go into the oven for
20
I
minutes.
just need to brush it with some milk, which I will do. And then it's going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. So I'm going to pop that in and then we take it out and we slice it up and then bake it again. But I'll check back in with you later to show you guys that step. So I'll just brush this with the milk and then pop it in the oven. Back to
Thanks,
you.
Sarah. Just interrupt us at any time because we want to see everything that you do. Biscotti is something that I know before I made it for the first time, I was a bit scared because I thought it sounded really hard, but it's not. Just follow the instructions and amazing. Wow, it turns out. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to see exactly every step of what you do.
Absolutely.
So please just yell out. Feel free to
do. It's one of those
interrupt.
dishes that looks super fancy. But you've just seen, I've done nothing. I've literally just made it into a log.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Tess.
Thanks, Sarah. Over to you, Lexie. And I realised I haven't introduced everyone tonight, so I'm very sorry about that. My name is Tess Murray. I'm the branch manager or business development manager of the Devil's Belief branch. And these ladies that you have presenting tonight, and we've got Teresa on the chat, are beautiful team leaders in our branch. And, so we had Michelle start off, Michelle Carpenter from down in Tassie, and that was Sarah Filtness here in Victoria. Next up, we've got Lexie Pittman, who is also in Victoria, and I'm going to spotlight her now. And then a bit later on, we'll have Jodie Hodgett and Deb Morland. And as I mentioned, we have got lovely Teresa manning the chat for us. Okay, over to you, Lexie.
Thanks, Tess. Good evening, everyone. My name's Lexie. Tonight, I'm going to make a simple granola, and you won't believe how. If you haven't made it before, I'd love to know who has, how unbelievably easy this is. So we're just going to get started, and you can see maybe if I just move over here. To make your own granola, we've just got 5 simple ingredients. So I've already put my oven onto 160 and lined my baking tins. Like Sarah, I've got my beautiful rose gold. Now it's asking for 100 grams of mixed nuts. I've actually doubled it because it is super expensive, Teresa. I've doubled my nuts because we love lots of nuts in our granola. So I'm just going to throw a mixture of cashews and almonds. You can use any combination of nuts that you like. I really like walnuts and pecans together. Brazil nuts are really nice in granola. So I'm just going to go next, and we're just going to chop that for 3 seconds on speed 5. Right, so it's chopped my nuts nicely. Let's have a look. We've got nice lots of different textures there, so a little bit finer and some chunkier bits. We're going to add 300 grams of rolled oats. It's important, I think, to use rolled oats, so just avoid the quick oats that you can buy that are nice and quick to do in the microwave. I've then got 80 grams of mixed seeds, so I've just used sunflower and pepitas or pumpkin seeds.
Yum.
Whoop.
Good choice.
And then we've got 100 grams of dried fruit. So because this is for a Christmas hamper, I've got some cranberries and some dehydrated orange that I've just chopped up into pieces. I've also got some raisins. So again, you could use whatever you like here. Apricots, dried apricots are really nice. You could use some figs, some dates, whatever you've got in the cupboard. And then we're going to add 120 to 160 grams of maple syrup. So I usually go on the lower end because we don't like it super sweet, and even 120s, I think I might have my cord under here. So we're just going to guess here.
Wendy, it's a simple granola recipe.
Sorry,
I'll grab it. I'll grab it.
Thank you, T.
That's all this recipe actually asks for, but I'm going to add in a little bit of vanilla to make it a bit more Christmassy and delicious, and a little bit of cinnamon. So the Christmas spice mix could be really nice in this granola.
I was just thinking that would be a lovely addition to this.
Yeah, and the other one that I would recommend would be the gingerbread spice mix as well. Would be really nice for Christmassy. So you can really, play around with the ingredients and do what you like. And then we're just going to mix it for 10 seconds. I'm going to pop it onto reverse so that we don't shred everything.
Some people like to put coffee in their granola too.
All right, so that's all done. You can see it looks beautiful. It smells amazing. So we're just going to spread that onto the rose gold baking tray. So you spread it out between two just so you're not overcrowding it. And then pop it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll maybe come back later to show you how I'm going to present it in my hand.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously you could just leave it raw if you wanted to, or you can toast it. I personally prefer it toasted. Tell us what you prefer. Do you prefer raw or toasted? Pop it in the chat. Thanks, Lexie.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, we're back to Michelle now for that Christmas spice mix that Lexie was just mentioning.
Yeah, my Christmas spice mix would be amazing on homemade granola, wouldn't it? I can just taste it now. I might have to make some granola afterwards. So this is again another cookie dough recipe. If you can't tell, we all love cookie dough over here. So this one here has cinnamon quills in it, star anise, ground allspice, whole black peppers, whole cloves, coriander seeds, caraway seeds, ground nutmeg, ground ginger, ground cardamom. So I'm just going to hit start. And I've actually just pre-weighed it all out before, popped it all into a container. So I'm just going to dump it all into there and then go next. And that mills for 1 minute on speed 9. So I won't keep you all here for 1 minute while it's milling down. I'll cross back once it's done to show you guys how I present that.
Fantastic.
It's quick and easy.
Super easy. Thanks, Michelle. How are you going? Who's almost ready? Anyone? No.
I'm ready to go with my next dish, if you would like.
Thank you, Sarah.
The biscotti is baking away in the oven. And the next dish that I'm going to show you all, the light is straight
One of
to
my
my screen. I am sorry. This is a lemon or lime butter. So this evening I'm going to be making the lemon butter. So this is similar to a lemon curd in a way, but the way you would use lemon butter, you might pop it on crumpets or toast, for example. You could even drizzle it on top of meringue. It's just a sweetened butter essentially, and it is super easy to make, and we only need 4 ingredients. So I'm going to get started. It is also on cookie dough as well. And I'm going to insert our butterfly whisk straight into the bowl. And then we just need some lemon juice, obviously. Now you can make this with any sort of citrus as well. You could make a orange butter, orange and passion fruit, obviously lime butter as well. So it is really versatile. So I'm just going to pop 40 grams of freshly juiced lemon in there. And then I've got some caster sugar here. So you can obviously make this as sweet or as mild as you like. And then just some cubed butter is going in as well. And then I have 2 eggs that are going straight in as well. So really cheap to make as well, pantry staples really. So you could whip this up at any time. And then all I need to do is pop the lid on, and we're going to cook it for 8 minutes at 80 degrees on speed 3. So that butterfly whisk is going to whip it up nicely for us. Now I have some that I popped with. Got some little jars here that you could pop them into for gifting as well. Some cute little tags on there. A really great addition to pop into your hampers, as this is not something that everyone would usually make for themselves. So gifting these sort of unique gifts because you can make it really easily in your family mix is such a great idea.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarah. And something I always do too, bit of a cheat. I cannot grow a lemon tree. I don't know about anyone else, but I manage to kill them every time. So I always just pop on my Facebook page, who's got any lemons? You know, people are drowning in lemons usually. Yeah, just pop it on your Facebook page and then you can make your own lemon curd really, really cheap.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Most people are usually pretty happy to offload some of their lemons. All right, next we are going to Deb and we are going to be making some mini fruit cakes. So where is Deb?
Here.
There
Can you hear
she
me?
is.
Thanks, Tess. Hi, everyone. So I'm Deb Morland. I'm up in Kyalla near Shepparton. So yeah, I'm doing the mini fruit cakes. I love making gifts in my Thermomix. So I hope you guys do too. If you don't already, hopefully you will now. And keeping in mind, there's lots of mix shop items that you can either buy for yourself to use to make these gifts, or you can actually buy some of those items to gift. So I'll talk about them as I'm going through. But the mini fruit cakes, they're really simple. The first step or first two steps were just to soak your fruit. So I'll just give you, it was basically 560 grams of mixed dried fruit. And if you can buy it on special, I know my hubby got the last packet on special in Woolies yesterday for me, which was handy. I'm sure they've restocked by now. And then it does say to use brandy, about 300 grams. Now, if you're a bit not fan of brandy, it does have variations in the recipe. You can substitute it for either some, like a mixture of your favourite black tea or fruit juice, or, you know, whatever anyone else might have some suggestions. To be honest, I sometimes make my puddings and cakes using some Baileys or something like that. So just depends. I know there's recipes where you can use like an iced coffee or a chocolate milk, like a big M. So lots of variations you can try. So that just soaked overnight. So then I'll just go to the recipe. Obviously, this is a cookie dough one as well. Oops, probably got things in the way of the screen there. So we've done that first couple of steps. Oops. So then we just need to get into the next part of it, which is, so I ran out of bench space already, everything lined up. So I don't know if you probably all know, going to do a step ahead of time that doesn't need to go in the Thermomix bowl, you can just set the bowl on top and just bring your scales back to 0 by pressing the tare button, and then you can just weigh your ingredients in. So that's nice and handy. You don't have to dirty your bowl that way. So that's just one little tip. So after that's soaked, we preheat our oven to 140 degrees Celsius. It is quite a low heat. I'll go through the greasing part of the tin in a minute, but I'll get on to the cook part. So there's a few little tricks that I can share with getting the tin ready to go, tins, I should say, because they're mini ones. But the recipe is 200 grams of unsalted butter, just cubed. And to be honest, this has probably got salt in it. It won't matter.
I never worry about that.
No, I mean, you could probably leave the salt out in the end step, but a little bit of salt doesn't hurt anyone. And that, I don't know if you could see that screen very well, but it did tick off that automatically, which is cool. 200 grams of brown sugar. And to be honest, you could reduce the sugar if you wanted to. Vanilla bean paste, it says. I've only got the extract at the moment, and I'm not going to weigh it. I'm just going to do a eyeball. That's about a teaspoon. To be honest, when it says a teaspoon, I usually do a tablespoon. Love it. So we'll tick that one off. And super easy. It tells you to put the lid on. You can do this in any model TM as well, by the way. So it's just mixing it for 20 seconds on speed 8. So we'll just quickly do that. So I won't be able to talk for 20 seconds.
That's okay. I'm happy to fill in the void, Deb. I'm not sure if you've all heard, but we've been doing a trade up deal lately and it was due to finish today. However, we received excellent, exciting news that it has been extended for 3 weeks through to the 8th of December, which is super exciting for anyone who has missed out. Yep. Are you finished? No.
Yep. That 20 seconds is done.
Fantastic.
So super fast, and it's basically just creamed those ingredients together. which is really easy. You don't have to worry about scraping it all down. Then we're going to add in 4 eggs at room temp. So simple, press next. Now we're going to mix that for 30 seconds. So sorry, you can keep chatting, Tess. I just
That's
can't hear what you're
okay.
saying. So 30
That's
seconds on speed 3.
beautiful. Another 30 seconds I've got. Okay, so the trade up deal is now going into the 8th of December, midnight in WA time. So that's about 3 a.m. our time. And that is incidentally the date that Australia Post have guaranteed delivery by Christmas. So if you have not yet partaken in the trade up deal, it is still going. So we've got that good news. If you have got a TM21 or a 31, the buyback amount is $250. If you have a TM5, the buyback amount is $450. And if you have a TM6, the buyback amount is $750. Now, these Thermomixes, these previous models, can be working or not. It doesn't matter. If you're missing a spatula or missing a butterfly whisk, it doesn't matter. You can still trade up. So I highly recommend you reach out to your consultant or whoever invited you along to attend this session tonight and lock in and find out what's involved in trading up your Thermomix to get one of these swanky new TM7s on your bench for Christmas.
Such exciting news. As you know, Tess, I was super excited to hear that it was extended.
Poor Deb's been on
So-
holidays for a fair chunk of the last 3 weeks, and she came back on Friday and she said, please tell me that it's been extended. I've got customers I know are going to want to jump in on it. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Now they
So
can.
I've just added in that reserved soaked fruit. It smells amazing. Now I'm going to add in 200 grams of just plain flour. And I haven't tried it, but I'm positive you could just use gluten-free flour. I don't think it would be a problem at all. 100 grams or whatever you have. I don't quite have 100 grams of the slivered almonds, sorry. And then our glacé cherries. If you don't like the cherries, leave them out. It does say to cut them into quarters. I literally just got the scissors and chopped them a little bit. I actually don't mind if I get a whole cherry in there, but some people won't like it. So they just go in. And then I've just got a teaspoon of baking powder. And again, it says 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Like, what's the point of 1/4 teaspoon? So I put in more. And I've also got the festive spice mix, which the girls have already recommended that you make. So, and of course, I usually put double what it says because I love that flavours. And a pinch of salt. So that just goes in. So I can tick all these things off. Pinch of salt. And then that combines on reverse for 20 seconds, speed 4. So super fast once again.
Don't we love how we can just tidy up with these little 4-second, 5-second bursts?
We do.
All right. Like you should cut it.
If I can cut back in now, I've got my spice blend that Deb's also talking about now done. So as you can see, I have jarred it up into one of our cute little vacuum seal jars. Of course, you could just pop it into any jar or into, you know, a bit of cellophane to tie it up. This here is also basically the same ingredients that you would use in chai latte. So you can also use this as the chai latte spice. You can put this into cakes, you can add it to ice cream, you can put it into custard, you can make donuts, add a little bit of vanilla into it as well to make it a little bit sweeter. It honestly just smells divine, and it is such a great simple thing to make.
Yeah, put it in your gingerbread. I can't believe you didn't mention that.
Oh yeah,
I
gingerbread.
love gingerbread.
Too many things to add it to. I've forgotten
I
them all.
know.
Goes in everything. I love it in my
does.
smoothies even. Sprinkle it
Yeah.
on your
Yeah,
yogurt.
absolutely.
Delicious.
Beautiful.
Thank you,
So,
Michelle.
thanks, Michelle. So that's the mixture all done, and that's got quite a bit of weight to it. I did weigh it because it does go into 4 tins. So these, you can't actually see when they're all wrapped up, but these are the rose gold. It's wrapped in paper, but rose gold mini springform tins. So I've popped some of the mixture in this one ready to cook in the oven. But you will get 4 from this recipe. They do weigh about 400 grams, so it's quite heavy. To be honest, making the tins ready to bake is probably a longer time frame than it is to mix the mixture. But basically, the quick lesson is lightly grease your tins, cut your strip of baking paper, and it depends on how long your roll is. You might need to do 2 lengths. It does recommend that the paper is about 5 centimetres higher than the tin because it does rise above the height of the tin. And you just snib, I don't know if anyone's done this before, you just snib little cuts through it, just a couple of centimetres from the bottom, pop it in. I've had to do 2 little pieces, but just pop it in and it just fits nicely around in a circle of the tin. And you can just get your baking paper, put your tin on top, draw a little pencil mark around it. Mine's a bit rough. And I've cut kind of a circle, and that will just sit down in the
Rustic,
bottom
Deb.
of it. Sorry?
It's rustic.
Definitely. That's my theme of cooking.
Me
So
too.
that just sits in the bottom, so that lines your tin. But then it also says to wrap or double wrap your tin in baking paper and puts, cooking string around it, so that stops it from burning. And that was the challenging part because you've got to try and it's like wrapping a present. But it did turn out pretty well. By the time I did 2 or 3, they got better as I went along. And they cook for around 1.25 hours at 140 degrees. And this, I'll just move all the things out of the way. This is one of the finished products. To me, it looks absolutely perfect. It doesn't even look rustic. It looks perfect.
That is fantastic.
And so you could, decorate it with some Christmassy decorations, pop a bit of the holly on top, wrap it in some cellophane. If you were into it, you could even gift the little tins with some little cakes made in them, wrap them up in cellophane, a nice little ribbon. But I must admit, when we're talking about mix shop items, I used my vacuum container to put the fruit and the alcohol in, the brandy, because then that way it sealed it, and then it was sitting on the bench overnight, so every time I walked past, I would just give it a bit of a twist and a turn to make sure all the fruit got covered so it soaked beautifully. But yeah, so there's lots of little gifts from the mix shop if you haven't checked it out, but the tins and the vacuum seals would be my big tip to add to the Christmas wish list.
Beautiful. Show us again, Deb. We need to really admire it. Oh, that's so pretty. That is beautiful. And I love that it's a small size. Like, you're going to get quite a few serves out of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I think you would. You could even warm it up and use it as a pudding.
Yes.
And it does, even the recipe has suggestions. So keeping in mind when you're looking at cookie dough recipes, there's usually tips at the bottom of the recipe. So on here, it says if you wanted to make it alcohol-free, as I mentioned, just use some black tea or orange juice or some other ideas you can come up with. It would need to then be refrigerated, whereas with the alcohol in it, it will store up to about a month without being in the fridge. The lining of the tin is essential, it says, so that it doesn't burn. You can make your own vanilla bean paste. You could even gift some vanilla bean paste if you were wanting to. It does say it will keep up for 6 months in a sealed container or longer stored in the fridge. So you could definitely get cooking them this weekend. And
that's where the alcohol will come in handy. It will preserve them for much longer.
Yeah, absolutely. And imagine how much you would save. Like, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I bought a Christmas cake, but if anyone has any idea how much you might have paid last time you bought one, the dearest component of the recipe is the brandy. So obviously if you're making them alcohol free, that would save you a bomb. I think it cost me about $40 for the bottle of brandy.
Oh, wow.
But it's not going to go to waste. I'm sure we'll use it in our brandy custard, and I could even find something else to whip up with it. So,
and look, you're ahead. You're ahead of schedule. You've already got some cakes made for your hampers to gift your friends.
I did. Yeah, that's right. I did 2 already. So I just need to cook this batch, and I've got half a dozen ready to go.
Woohoo.
If anyone in our team's on tonight and they're coming to our breakup on the weekend, you might even get one in your little Kris Kringle present. Who knows?
Ooh. Maybe I should come up, Deb.
Maybe.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. They look absolutely delicious.
No worries. I hope someone gives them a go. I'm not sure if anyone's popped the recipe in the chat, but I can if no one else.
Tea's been all
Tea's
over
all
it.
over it. Good on you,
Yep.
T.
They're
Thank you.
They're in there.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. We're about to head on to Jodie. As Sarah, do you have something you need to show?
Yes, my lemon butter is finished. So I did want to show you pouring it into the jar just so you can sort of see the consistency of just sort of how lush and thick that beautiful lemon butter is into those cute little jars. Definitely got enough for one more jar. So if you were doing this sort of as a bulk gift, you could double the recipe most certainly, but the standard recipe will fill 3 of these cute little jars. So lid on, and then just pop them into the fridge until you are ready to gift them on. I'd even be doing like a little dried like orange or lemon decoration on there, a bit of Christmas ribbon around there as well. And these little jars are sort of perfect little gifting size. Now,
Where did you get those from, Sarah?
These are actually from my mum. She gives them to me. She buys the little jars of Meredith Dairy goat's cheese.
Oh, yeah.
In these little jars. And then she washes them out and she gives them to me because I love, they're like the perfect gifting size. But Kmart also sell the 120 ml little jars, which are just a little bit bigger than this with the silver lid on them. And they are perfect for gifting. I usually pop down to Kmart and grab those to put like my chutneys and other relishes and things in for when I am gifting. Now my biscotti is ready. Do you want me to slice that up so I can get that back in the oven?
Has it had its 5 minutes to cool?
It has.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to pop it here, my little lot. And then all we need is our serrated knife. And then we're going to slice it into our little biscuit shape. It says 1.5 centimeters. I mean, no one's going to get a ruler out here and measure. No pressure with cutting them. Oh, it is breaking a little bit because I'm not. I've just got to commit and cut through. Yes, there we go. Well, they might almost be a bit thick. Oh, they look so pretty, all the different colours in there as well. So basically we're just going to cut these into the little biscuit shape like so, and then I'm going to lay them all flat back on the baking tray and then pop them back in the oven to now crisp up those cut sides of the biscuit as well. And
how long do they need to go in the oven for?
They only need to go in for 5 minutes. So I can check back in with you after, Jodie, if you like, and I can show you the finished product.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarah. They look delicious. And now we are heading over to lovely Jodie. What have you got in store for us, Jodes?
Well, I flipped roles tonight, so I was actually not going to cook tonight, but
You can't help yourself.
I know. I had class that I have on tomorrow, so there's quite a bit of prep. It's a beautiful class. If you get a chance to go along to our face-to-face festive fix in the Thermomix class, and check out the website for any classes that you might have in your area. I do recommend going along. It's well worth the money for the ticket for that one. It's a really beautiful class. But there was a little bit of pre-prep, so I thought I would include you in some of that I'm doing today. Now, I have had a day with the last day of trade up, what we thought was the last day of trade up, and getting things finalized. So my meringues are actually in the oven. But what I do sometimes when I have family Christmas is I take along something like this, which is normally a pab or a meringue grazing platter, where I include like fruit, bowls of whipped cream. I have actually cooked the coulis, the fruit coulis first. So this is a recipe that you can get on Cookadoo, and I pop them into these really cute little jars that we have in the mix shop. Now, they're normally used for yogurt, but you can use them for presenting things like your sauces on Christmas Day. So that's the fruit coulis. Takes literally 5 minutes to do because I did it at the start when everyone started in the class because I was, again, behind. The raspberry strawberry combination, that one, so you'll find that recipe on Cookadoo, and I'll pop that into my playlist for today.
Can I just add something there, Jodie? That coulis is absolutely delicious, poured over meringue, and to make it dairy free, use the Fruity Dream instead of cream. Put the Fruity Dream on top of the meringue and then pour the coulis over the top. To die for.
You stole my tip. I was going to say my beautiful branch manager. She does her pavlovas with the Fruity Dream. It's and I have tried it. It is absolutely beautiful. So you might notice my little festive tea towel that I have over my shoulder here too. Very Christmassy looking. These are our beautiful tea towels that we have in the mix shop, and I can recommend. They are huge. They're like a beach towel, but as well, and very, very absorbent. So that's my friend tonight, keeping me clean. Now, like Deb, I have actually pre-made. These were pre-made actually quite a few weeks ago. My partner and I got very busy. We thought this year we might like to gift off Christmas puddings. So these have been in the fridge. I did pre-cook them. They had the soaked fruit in the alcohol, so they will last out on the bench. But I use the Christmas pudding recipe, but I've made them into the mini ones. I couldn't find the little mini steamers, but anyway, that I did a large muffin one for these ones. So I'm going to wrap these into a calico, just like my Nana would have done. Really well. I'm going to pop them into like a little gift bag with perhaps a little bottle of brandy that they can light it up with, maybe some brandy custard, or the lemon curd would be perfect. You guys are inspiring me tonight for my Christmas gifts, I can tell you. But that was something that I had pre-made, so I thought I would show you what these turned out like too. They're very, very dense little Christmas puddings. They just need to be reheated. And if you've got them in the calico bag, you can literally pop the whole bag into a pot of boiling water and just reheat them through, or pop them in your bromer and re-steam. So there you go. That's some things that I have pre-prepared. But what I'm doing now for you guys is something also very quick, which is a chocolate sauce, which goes beautiful with your pavlova platter or your meringue platter, whatever it is that you're taking along and gifting. I have pre-grated the chocolate, because as we know, chocolate can be a little bit noisy in the Thermomix. I thought I would save you the time listening to that. So I've got some pre-grated chocolate in there. Let me find that recipe for you. It's just a chocolate sauce on Cookadoo. So
Yep,
it's
I've just added it. Jodie, all good. It's in the chat.
a little gravy boat, so really good. And I actually have before done it with this platter with a caramel sauce as well. There's so many different things you can actually do with a pav platter. Like it's just a beautiful gift. All right, so I'm going to pop in 40 grams of, it says again, unsalted butter, but I'm a bit like the other girls. I don't really care too much whether it's salted or unsalted. That will tick itself off. And then I've got 200 grams of milk. So the chocolate that I grated was 250 grams, and I just used a combination of Cadbury dark chocolate. So it's got to be 70% cocoa. But you could probably do it with a milk chocolate. It wouldn't really matter. And a combination of, I do love the Calaboot chocolate, but this is how low I am on my Calaboot. I need to go shopping again.
Back to Costco.
Yeah, they don't sell it at Costco anymore. Or not at
Oh, really?
No.
Shame.
Find it. I think you have to order it online now, but if you can get Calaboot chocolate, it is much higher quality than most chocolates that you can buy from the supermarket. All right, so we're going to pop 200 grams of milk in. Who else likes to get it absolutely perfect when you're weighing something in? And that's going to tick itself off with 2 grams over, but it'll still tick itself off. So if you are in the Chenside Park area at all, please come along to our festive class, or if you're not, check out the website, because the website in the event section will actually have classes in your area, and it's a beautiful class. So, all right, we're going to pop that on. That's going to heat up for 4 minutes and turn into this beautiful chocolatey sauce. So they will go into my little jars here. My cook center is just popping up on my screen. I do love how it does all that. But I serve it with, just a couple of bowls of like whipped cream. Be careful you don't over whip your cream, or you're going to have Christmas butter, but that's okay. And you can probably even pop some of that beautiful Christmas spice through your cream, so you've got that lovely gingerbready flavour through that as well. I serve it with different fruits. I've just got some raspberries and strawberries in there as well. But yeah, that's my little great.
Fantastic. And Jodie, do you mind showing us what that little contraption is that you just put the spatula into?
Oh, how cool is this? So one of my consultants, her son is into the laser cutting. So he's made me this little stand, and my cap fits in perfectly into, I'll bring it closer to you, into this little hole here. I've got
that is so cool.
The cradle for the butterfly, and I've only got one spatula at the moment, but there is a spot for 2 spatulas to go in. So Teresa Hunt, if you're on tonight, your son is a genius. I absolutely love my gift. I've suggested that we start, getting him to put some little names on there for people. He can make a killing selling these, right?
Absolutely. Maybe he needs to pop a little advert onto the Devil's Believe VIP page.
He'll share it with our customers. How cool.
Yeah.
I
You
think
saw it here first, guys.
it's a fantastic Christmas gift too. There you go.
Yeah. Love it. Keeping everything nice and neat, and you don't have to go, where's my spatula?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Thank you.
That's great, Jodie. I think your class is going to be absolutely superb.
And I think we've already sold about 10 of those holders as well. So the chat's going wild.
So cool.
So there you go.
My VIP group. I'll pop a link up. Hopefully she'll have a link for him. I don't know.
She'll get onto that, I'm sure.
Info, but if not, I'll feed it through our branch page so that they can pop it out to you guys as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Jodie, and I appreciate you dressing up for the occasion and getting into.
This is a really old school apron, so I've got the old red apron on, and I think that the tea towel goes perfectly with it. So
it does. It does. You're looking very, very Christmassy, very much.
Christmas class, so I'm just so looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I can tell you're busting. All right. I'm just going to add back spotlights of everyone who's presented tonight. Thank you so much. Michelle had to leave. She's got a very young baby. So she had to go and attend to her bubby. And thank you, Teresa. You have done an outstanding job on the chat. It just it makes it so much easier to have someone there answering the questions as they pop up and putting the recipes in. So well done, T. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Who am I missing? Sarah, Michelle. Who am I missing? Lexie. Are you still there, Lexie?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Can't find you. We've got so many people on.
I did it. She's
well
there.
done. Thanks, T. What would I do without you? All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us for our beautiful Christmas hampers class. We are all about, saving money where we can. Things are tight. Mortgage rates haven't come down like we would have liked them to have. But I don't know about you. Receiving something that has been made with love by someone you care about, it's just beautiful that they've put that thought into it. Look at that cake Deb's holding. It looks absolutely stunning. Sarah, have you got any of your biscotti ready? Oh, here it is.
I do. And sorry, my demo's still sloshing around cleaning it. So but
don't we love that?
Yeah, our beautiful little biscotti biscuits are all very hot. But I don't know if you can see. Let me find one that looks super festive.
I love seeing the chunks of almond in there.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Got those beautiful big chunks of almond. You've got those bits of cranberry and also the pumpkin seeds in there. And so the way I would gift these up is I just have some little cellophane bags like so, and some cute little Christmas ribbon, and I'd fill them up with that and tie them at the top with some Christmas ribbon. I pop some little Christmas ribbon on the lemon butter as well to show, just adding something so simple like a little Christmas ribbon just really transforms your gifts. So I think for me, being really mindful of how you present these gifts is just as important as how it tastes, really. So,
definitely. Yeah. All right, if you'd all hold up what you've made, and we will take a quick photo. Thank you. Smile. And basically, thank you all so very much for joining us tonight. I am going to run a quick business information session if anyone is interested in staying on for that. Of course, we still have our Earn program happening where you can earn a Thermomix with just 6 sales and a $399 deposit. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, please stick around and we'll run through that. It'll only take about 10-15 minutes. For everyone else, we would all love to wish you a very merry, happy, safe Christmas. And we can't wait to hear. Make sure you tag your consultant in on whatever you make for Christmas. And we have our next class on, what date did I say, Sarah? 15th?
15th of December, yeah.
15th of December. And it's going to be my favourite, Christmas cheer. So Christmas cocktails that you can make in your Thermomix. So make sure you register for that one. Keep in touch with the consultant who invited you along tonight. We will pop it on our socials, and we will see you on the 15th for some Christmas cheer. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies, for helping out. You've done a fantastic job.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. Oh, Jeff, that cake looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm a bit impressed. I think it looked better than the last batch that I made.
Mm.